a carbon perspective, cloud services tend to be lower carbon, individually located servers. I don't think. Yeah, there are some really cool stuff where they're putting computer servers to heat public swimming pools and things like that, and they're trying to do heat recovery.
Oh, instead of cooling them down. I've been in servers with got an air conditioner in there to try and cool it down.
Yeah.
Okay, so my Brainscape answer is cloud-based storage systems offer benefits such as remote data access, data backup, mitigation of data loss risks, and secure password protection. They also enable multiple users to access and collaborate on documents. Cloud storage is often more flexible and cost-effective compared to traditional physical storage. So that would be, as you said, with instead of using paper. Okay. I don't have any more. Anyone else?
I was just going to pull up. Has anyone got the ROCS 1,000+ interview questions?
Yeah, I have.
I'm just looking. I can't see. I don't know if I've gone mad. I can't see the data management. I've got the second to last.
From page, my one's from page 64, start 64.
Page 64. It's not in the table of contents, really weirdly. But
someone could speak the contents, yeah. Hang on, what mine is. Year is it? Oh. Well, it's got 2023 hot topics in it.
Yeah, how weird. I found a typo on mine. So it is in there on page 64. I've got the 2023 version, but it's not on the cover page, bizarrely, on the contents page. Sorry, this is probably really unnecessary. People don't need to hear this, but I don't know if you want to read out the questions from the book. They're often quite handy, aren't they?
Yeah, well, I had. Well, we covered them all. I was going through them, looking through anything that hasn't been covered already. It looks like we've covered all this.
There's a metadata one in there.
Hang on.
Which I think is getting at the bin stuff, isn't it? I've just never heard the term metadata used before, so it's thrown me.
No, I haven't heard of metadata.
What is your understanding of intellectual property and copyright?
Right. It's questions like that throw me, because it's like, you know what copyright is, but it's hard to put it into it.
Yeah, well, this is it. You just sort of freeze, don't you? And also, who has copyright over, like, oh, sorry, people aren't doing my fail. But basically, if you produce something for the client, who has copyright of that? Is it you as the author, or is it the client because they're paying you?
I'd say it's the client because they're paying you, so it should be their data.
Yeah, but this book says that, like, if a QS produces a bill of quantities, they own copyright as the author, unless authorship transfers over to the client explicitly in a contract. Even if they paid for it, they've paid and commissioned it, but you have the copyright.
I think just touching on that point as well, it's probably getting on more contract stuff, but it wouldn't be you, it would be your firm, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah.
I think it's important just to make sure you don't say it's like you personally. It's your firm, isn't it?
Yeah, that's in your contract.
What was the question? What was the copyright? I've got it on this Brainscape, the definition. Copyright is an intellectual property right assigned automatically to the creator that prevents unauthorized copying and publishing of the original work copyright applies to research data and plays a role in creating, sharing, and reusing data.
Yeah, which does suggest that the originator owns the copyright.
Yes, Brainscape doesn't go into those kind of questions.
I guess though it brings into like the contractor consultancy role though, doesn't it? So if you're a contractor and you're producing documentation for a live project, say, you own the copyright of that. But if you're a consultant or like you're providing professional services on behalf of the client, you're effectively, they're paying you to produce that as if you were them. I might go away and speak to someone that's hot on that, because I feel like it's not clear, is it really, whether it's your client?
Well, I suppose what you said depends on what's being agreed in the contract.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about how different companies process in-house data, you know, like in-house benchmarking and stuff like that. There must be some ownership retained by the originator, hence why it can be used for in-house cost data. There's one here. If two separate departments within your firm were working for two rival companies, how would you ensure client-sensitive data was managed? I guess they might ask you this to pull into ethics. It's like an ethics and data management in one.
It makes you sign an NDA.
You'd have to inform the client that that there could be a possible conflict of interest. And if they're still okay with going ahead with it, then they'll have to put it down in writing that they're okay with you still representing them. But then the departments within the company will not can't have access to that data for different clients.
Yeah, that's hit everything. Can you remember, I don't know, must be a follow-up question, can you remember what it's called if there's a conflict of interest but the client still wishes for you to proceed?
Yeah, I don't know what. There's some sort of agreement that they sign to still, I don't know what that's called. Though.
It's quite simple actually. It's called informed consent.
Okay, right.
But that's quite a good one to tie into ethics. I've spoken about a conflict of interest in my write-up, so I'm just trying to get as much of that in as I can.
What do you say again? Informed what?
Informed consent, where the client's noted of a conflict of interest, but obviously gives their making an informed decision. Just to confuse things. There's under the Data Protection Act, a person has 7 rights, but under GDPR, there are 8 rights, and they're not the same, even though GDPR it sits within the Data Protection Act.
That could really be one that you'd have to be careful to listen to the question, wouldn't you?
Yeah. There's another one in this book as well. Who are the key persons outlined within GDPR? The named roles. Have we said that one? Sorry. I don't know. Priscilla asked that. You were quite hot on GDPR.
I think the data protection officer.
Yep.
The controller, the processor.
Yeah, I see. I've never even heard that. I think I just need to, any document, I just need to read it. Like I thought it would be good enough to just say, GDPR, Data Protection Act. It's quite a lot of detail, isn't it, for a level 1 actually? I thought this one was quite straightforward, but this one's quite chunky.
This is the one mainly that I've not really paid any attention to.
Yeah.
But I need to familiarise myself with GDPR. I think if you familiarise yourself with GDPR, you understand those sort of 7 key principles, and like you said as well, the same with the General Data Protection Act and the principles in that. I think you should be able to answer any questions really, because they should just sort of lead back to those principles.
Yeah.
Could be wrong.
Sometimes I think so someone to me said today that because you're going to predominantly be asked level 3s, you're going to get tripped up by level 1s that you know the answer to and that are really straightforward, but they are just going to hit you left field, and you just need to try and be as succinct as possible.
I had a mock last week. Is that my first full mock that I've done to sort of replicate the day? And the only one thing that I found from it was, by the time it came to ethics again, I was just done. Couldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
I was just worn out. I was just like, my head was just mashed at that point. And like I say, got sort of 5-10 minutes on ethics then. So.
Bless you. 80 to 100 questions you're expected to be asked within the 60 minutes. So it's 2 minutes per competency.
Jeez. Jeez, yeah, that's me on this competency. I don't have any more. If anyone else has got anything to...
Has anyone done what they saw, the acronym SAR?
Oh no, that's a good one. Where are you getting yours from, Priscilla? You're on fire with these. You're coming out with all sorts.
Brainscape.
Oh, is that? Yeah. I've
Is that
discovered that, but I need
Is
to
it
now
Brainscape,
actually
the
go
one
into
that's
it.
in the app on the link?
Yeah, ABC Plus.
Sometimes go on that and then it like doesn't give. It says you don't have authorization to the cards on something.
I'm starting to use a thing called Quizlet. I'm trying to put my questions on this another app called Quizlet. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's so annoying. I reckon get to the place where we're so hot with our revision because we put everything into the right format, and we've got to bloody, it's the day before the assessment. I've had to Google that. SAR, subject access request, written or verbal request.
Yeah. Well done. Okay. So it's like the Freedom of Information Act, but freedom of information is for the public stuff, and subject access requests on your personal, on yourself.
Like social media companies have that, don't they? Is that where like you ask WhatsApp to send you all your messages or something?
Yeah, so it's so things like, where you're working, you could ask for subject to access requests. You can make a request for all the information with your name on it, your work ID, any mention in WhatsApp, Teams, chats. Yeah, you've got a right to that information. But whether you'll be given or not, I mean, they're supposed to give it to you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit of an interesting one, data protection. So I don't think I will ever remember any of these.
No, I think back yourself though. I think you've got a good knowledge base there. You might not even get asked anything, or you might get one or two. I think the main ones have got to be like, what are the main laws relating to data protection? And as long as you do UK GDPR, Freedom of Information Act, and what's the other one? Data Protection Act.
Yeah. And the ICO question, I think that'll be a standard. The minimum fines and things like that. I think that if you're setting up your own business, then yeah.
Yeah, but that might also then, they might tie stuff in with ethics maybe.
When is the ethics one on these calls?
I know. I've been
That'll be an
following
interesting
to
one.
see, because everyone's quite relevant for that one, aren't they?
Let's have a look.
I'm tempted to say with that one we should avoid all of the ones that we know are quite standard, because I think they're.
Well, it's not till the 14th of November.
Did you say you're sitting in November? Have you got
Yeah.
your date?
No, I've not got my date yet.
A load of people at my office got their dates today, so.
Oh, really? So they'll be
First sitting.
sitting that first week it opens.
Yeah, so I think that means you and I are in the second or third.
That's good news. I woke up yesterday morning and I thought, oh shit, I better not get an email off the RICS today. No, that's fair enough. Didn't he just? It's 3 weeks' notice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, did you get an email saying it might be with a third party?
I did. So someone in my firm that's on the RICS board, so he flagged that they were short of people for, I think, valuations or something, because that deadline's before my competency QS. And he said he reckons that they might push people into next year. But then the email came out saying, don't worry, we're not going to push anyone back. We're just, going to use this third party. But I think at one point they probably were considering, we're just going to have to, pick, or I don't know, randomly select, or everyone that submitted last gets pushed to the next one. I don't know quite how they do it.
Yeah, because it said that you'd get the third party assessment. They said that they'll give if a third party is assessing you, that they'll ring you. You won't get an email off the RICS. You get a phone call.
Oh, really?
You get a phone call from the third party, but it didn't say they'd give you 3 weeks' notice.
Oh my god, that's awful. I feel like that would.
Do you know who the third parties are?
Someone has said, I think, what's the big one that do?
D-Lever.
I think, the one that everyone has been talking about on this group, I think is one of them.
Property Elite?
No, it's Property Elite aren't on it, but D-Lever are. I don't know how to take that, but I think if you get them, I think it'll be good because they'll stick to what they actually meant to ask you, as in line with some of your experience, rather than going rogue. But equally as well, you've got to think, I don't know, assessors, like the assessor that works at your place, he has a day job, he or she has a day job as well. Whereas sort of people at D-Lever, for instance, that is their day job, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Doing the APC, so it'd be, might be a bit tough, but.
And maybe they won't feel as passionate about not writing the referral report. The thing is, though, it will be really interesting. They'll have loads of data. So after this round, they will have data from their own assessors and from external firms. There'll be pass rates, I bet, and if one was more forgiving than the other, because there will be a difference. I don't know which it will go, but there will be and they'll have to do a sort of quality assurance piece on it. But I have heard that they are putting more and more auditors, so the likelihood of you dialing in, and there being 4 people on the call, one of which being an auditor, apparently they're going to audit the biggest percentage, more than they've ever done before, because but basically everyone that the board of RICS people that oversee the APC process all dramatically quit not that long ago.
Oh, right.
I think.
The Standards and Regulation Board.
Yeah, so I think they're trying to push standards and whatnot. It's all quite a lot of this is just what people have said from various boards and stuff. How much truth's actually in it? I don't know.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, no, I wake up every morning praying that I don't get my date yet. So I've survived 2 days. People that work on them today. Hopefully that means that we're sort of towards the back end.
don't pray too hard, because you might then not get a date at all, and they might say, "Thank you very much. You can rewrite your submission and submit." Surely, if they deliberately say to people you can't go until next year, I think they'll also have to caveat that they're fine with your submission to stay the same on file, because otherwise it's unfair, isn't it? If they expect you to have to update.
You don't declare if you've sat before now, though, do you? Because people say it gives a bit of an unfair, like, if the assessors know that you've been referred before.
Oh, really?
So saying that, I suppose it wouldn't, would it? But I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting to see.
I think I'm just going to go. I'm going to go for it this time. If it's not my time, just keep going.
Well, that's it, isn't it? It's a bit of a learning curve.
Yeah. Someone said some really kind words today, and they said, think of it as like a jacket. Sometimes you go into the store and you try the jacket on and it doesn't fit right. But then you might go in the following day and you try it on, but you reposition yourself, you stand up straight and tall, you're feeling in a better mood, and the jacket suddenly looks good and you want to buy it. So, yeah, a lot of it is mind over matter. Just got to.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, a bit of confidence in yourself as well, I think, isn't it?
I mean, easier said than done, but.
Yeah, I think I just need to get out of the mindset of that. You have to get absolutely. It's okay if you don't